Good morning and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 170 of 2024, and I'm continuing the story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Now, remember that Qasim's wife lent Ali Baba's wife a scale in which to measure the amount of gold that they had. She had smeared upon one of the sides some suet that caught one of the gold coins, so that when it was returned, this gold coin was still stuck to the scale. When Qasim's wife saw this, she was startled, of course. She shared it with her husband, what she had found. And Qasim, well, he decided that he needed to go see Ali Baba first thing in the morning, which he did. He confronted Ali Baba with what they had found, this gold coin on the scale. And Ali Baba, being the loving man that he was and wishing to share everything with his brother, his prosperity and wealth, told him everything. Qasim was a little bit greedy, as many of us are around finances and money. We just want more. In fact, it's said that if you ask a rich man, how much more money do you need? Even though they have enough for anything and everything, they say, just a little more. Well, Qasim's heart was not about taking care of all of his family and everybody and everything. Well, his heart was twisted to the point where he was a greedy man and wanted more, though he had everything he needed already, and a lovely family to boot. He gathered some mules together, some large chests, which he placed on either side of the backs of these mules, strapped them on, and headed to the mountain with the wonderful words circulating through his mind. Open sesame. When he got to the mountain, he found it simply and exactly as Ali Baba had described. He went to the door and said, "Open sesame." The door opened, and in he went. The door closed behind him, and he was just amazed by the amount of gold coins, the wealth that was within that room. It dazzled him. He turned to open the door again so that he could fill the chests that were upon his mules' backs. But he could not think of the name to open the door. He stood there. He tried every grain he could imagine. Open barley, open rice, open wheat, open kamut. He went from one thing to another, one word to another, but for the life of him, he could not remember sesame. Now you can imagine for yourselves what's going to happen next. Yes, of course, the robbers, they returned. The captain and the men saw when they got there donkeys standing around, mules with chests tied on either side. They knew that somebody was probably within and that they had been in some way or another found out. So they were on their guard when they opened that door. Now, Qasim, he had heard the men outside and decided that he was not going to go easily. He was going to do everything he could to save his life and win that treasure. When the door opened, he sprang upon the captain, knocked him down. But those other 39 thieves had their sabers drawn, and of course, wow, Qasim was done in very quickly. They quartered him, and they put him upon the walls, tied him up upon the walls in 4 pieces, so that whoever else might know the secret of the door would come and see what had happened to Qasim and fearfully run away. Qasim obviously did not return home. Qasim's wife began to worry. Ali Baba, well, she went to him and told him that Qasim had not returned. And so Ali Baba went back to the door in the mountain. Open sesame. The doors opened, and within he saw the 4 pieces of Qasim. He brought them down. He placed them upon one of his mule's backs. And with the other 2 that had baskets on them for wood, he took more gold and filled those baskets up, piling wood on top of Qasim's body as well, and made his way back out through the forest. 2 of the donkeys laden with the gold he left at his own home. The 3rd donkey with Qasim's body he took to his house, Qasim's house. Morgiana, who was the head servant of Qasim and Qasim's wife, met Ali Baba outside, and Ali Baba told her everything. She was intelligent and trustworthy. He said, we must take care of this and make it seem that Qasim has died of natural causes. You must have his body sewn back together, and you must also go to a doctor and try to get some medicine for a man that is sick, so that people will think that he has just died. Ali Baba turned and left, and Morgiana, listening, having listened to all of her instructions, all of the instructions given to her, began taking care of business. And we'll leave the story there for now.